Desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria that works for the youth.
Obi, import and export, warehouse economist.
Let's be honest, let's be frank, let's be true. Obedience, some of them, not all of them, were actually some of the most toxic political following ever. I mean, I used to look at American politics and be like, okay, maybe the Trump or even the Obama situation be then, you know, they were sort of like toxic, but it was too much. If you didn't agree with anything they said, they came for you, ate you up. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mamacita. Subscribe for more deep dives and let's jump right into the video. I know that you guys might have been wondering, okay, I'm coming for you, and I know what it is because of like the intro. I mean, like after putting that out, a lot of people are trying to watch the rest of the video so that you guys can be in my comment section. But today I'm going to call a spade and not any other farming tool because it is what it is. I mean, well, the Obidient movement had birthed a lot of progressive ideologies. We also have to look at the flip side that it also was toxic, and I was also a victim of both sides. While I looked at the good part of it, which is like you know system reform, electoral reform, and everything that could come from it, but on the other side too, because truly in the last election I did not even know what was really going to go on. I don't really think that I wasn't able to get my voter's card because I tried, but for some reason, maybe because I moved a lot during the strike, my school was under strike then, so I had to leave where I registered, go back. It was so stressful for me, so I couldn't get my voter's card. So it was like, okay, I was never going to vote because I couldn't get my voter's card. I'd registered somewhere and I got there too late, so I couldn't get it out. So it was like, okay, I'm going to be the independent. I mean, like in the US we have the Republicans, Democrats, and in the middle of the independent. I felt like I fell into the independent because of situationship. But yes. So I would say that in that election, I knew I was not going to vote, and I was looking at both sides, and I was a victim of both sides. The good and the bad. Good in the sense that looking at somebody new coming to the space, the political space, somebody that could actually bring changes, someone that looks promising, and coming from like the administration that we had at that moment up to then, it looked like a very nice option for us. That is in person of His Excellency Peter Obi. And on the flip side, because of, again, I was independent, when I see some things, I'm like, okay, it does not really sit well with me. More people went in on me. In fact, there was somebody that basically our friendship did not really last well because of it. And I was wondering, I had to ask him that this person you're fighting with is, I don't really see him as someone who holds grudge. That's Peter Obi. I don't really think that he's someone that holds grudge, because even looking at it now, from how he had like his, I don't want to call it hobnobbing, but maybe with the APC, ADC, PDP, and also being in Labour Party, he's someone that is like, I don't really think that he's a politician. There are no permanent friends or enemies in politics. They are only just permanent interests. So whenever our interest aligns, then we come together. So that's the reason why you'll be wondering that why is this politician working with this person? It's alignment of interest. It is called permutation. So I have to ask the person that this person you're fighting for like, sorry guys, a mouthful. I have to ask the person that this person that you're fighting me over, is it worth you losing our friendship over? Because I don't really think that this person will ask you to do this, because obviously the person did not know him. So I was wondering why we are going so far and being so toxic. So let's call it a spade. Or some of the Obedients, not all of them, were actually some of the most toxic political movement followers in Nigeria at the elections. Some of them, not all of them. And again, I do not really see any, should I say, there was no official statement from the candidate himself, that's Mr. Peter Obi, asking them to do that, but it was just overzealousness. Because the benefit of two extremities is that you have the good part of it, which is it goes good, but the bad part of it. So many people take it into extremes. They prefer it that way in order to polarize us, and so there's not going to be a middle ground in moderation in how we handle things. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So today I'm going to be talking about the man who lost the election but still is a leader, because in as much as that has happened, I could still identify and really recognize and appreciate some of his traits as a leader, because he is now a private individual. He's not in a public office, right? But I can see him really showing up and pulling up to places that are having issues and really showing up for Nigerians. So that's what I'm talking about. So let's jump right into it. He doesn't have a seat in Aso Rock. He holds no official political title, yet for millions of frustrated and hopeful Nigerians, Peter Obi is the one setting the agenda. He is the one asking the hard questions. He's the one showing up where it matters most. This is the story of a new kind of power in Nigeria. It's the story of a man who officially lost the 2023 presidential elections, but is arguably winning the battle for the hearts and minds of the people. This is the story of Peter Obi and how he's waging a campaign not from a political office. but through hospital donations, school visits, and scathing critics of the government. Peter Obi was born in 1961 in Onitsha, Anambra State. He wasn't a soldier, he wasn't part of the political elite. He was a businessman, a banker, and a technocrat. By the time he entered politics, Obi had already built a reputation for discipline and financial prudence. And that was a lot of the highlights of his election, because they said, look at the way you manage money. Definitely we need that financial manager. And let's be honest, we actually need that financial manager, because why is it every time we're in debt or they are borrowing us, it's entering trillions of naira, and that is like putting more debt on the generations that have not been born. So that was a big highlight of his election move, and I want to give it to him because it takes you to have built that kind of reputation and have people backing you up for that. So these are traits that later became his political brand. But Nigeria wasn't ready for him, not yet. And are we really ready for good leaders? Let's be honest, because even from the grassroots, are we actually leading well? Are we good people? And again, this is not a way to discredit Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians have done well, but when it comes to a systematic reform, it comes from the individual at the grassroots level down to the top. That's what I mean. So I'm not trying to like demarket my country or try to discredit anybody, but let's call it what it is. And the moment we call it what it is, it's a step towards, a better Nigeria. So that's what I'm for here. In 2003, Obi contested for governor of Anambra State under the All Progressive Grants Alliance, APGA. At first he lost, but Obi refused to accept defeat. For nearly 3 years, he battled in court, and in 2006, he was declared winner. As governor, Obi shocked the system. He cut risks, slashed costs, and became known for saving billions of naira in naira funds. And let's not forget, that is a huge deal because of the negative narrative around, political offices. It gave him a winning stance in people's hearts. People called him Mr. Integrity, others called him too stingy. But love him or hate him, Obi built a reputation no Nigerian politician had. He left office richer in credibility, not in stolen wealth. In 2019, Obi had gone national. He joined the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, and became Atiku Abubakar's running mate. That election was lost, but Obi's name struck. He was different. He spoke with data. He carried himself with humility and appealed to Nigeria's growing youth population, especially because a lot of Nigerian youth were becoming woke to the political move at that time. So when 2023 came around, Obi did the unthinkable. Yes. He left the PDP, and with just months to go before the election, he ran under the relatively known Labour Party, LP. And let's be honest, he heralded that party to the T. They laughed at him. They said he had no structure, no money, no chance. But then something extraordinary happened. The youth rose up and backed him up. I mean, they stood giddy back for our candidates. From Lagos to Abuja to Enugu, young Nigerians calling themselves the Obidient movement rose up, organized marches, raised funds, and built the kind of grassroots machine money could not buy. I mean, the kind of influence that comes from people coming together is something that you can never put a price on, and that is what the Obidient movement had. Again, in as much as I started the video saying that, I will always appreciate highlights of the Obidient movement because it really changed the mindset of a lot of people, even youth, young, old, children, that wow, people can really come together and do this. I think the last time that ever happened was during the NSAS movement when Nigerians came together, especially Nigerian youth, and you could see how they were moving together. Like, it was interesting to see, and I would say that I'm happy that I was alive to see that, and I will be alive to see a good Nigeria, a reformed Nigeria. On election day, Obi won 6.1 million votes, finishing third. On paper he lost, but on the streets something bigger was born. Nigerians, especially the young, began calling him the people's president. Now our papa be this yo, we don't know another man. Now our papa be this yo, I mean, it was interesting to see. Let's be honest, you had to be there. 2 years after the election, Obi's influence is still everywhere. In 2025, he remains Labour Party's most popular figure and is now part of the opposition coalition, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, preparing for the 2027 elections. Even without office, Obi commands online movements, fills stadiums as rallies, and still dictates the headlines. The man who officially lost still leads. And let's not forget, all roads lead to 2027. What are you guys doing about it? Who are you guys going to vote for? We are going to be here on this channel analyzing it. I can't just wait. In Nigerian politics, power is supposed to be simple. You win the election, you run the country from presidential villa. But what happens when millions question that official victory? What happens when the runner-up doesn't just fade away, but starts acting like a government in waiting? Since the heated 2023 election, Peter Obi hasn't acted as a defeated candidate. He became something else entirely, a national watchdog, a philanthropist in chief, and the most relentless critic of the current administration. He operates with a mandate given to him not by an electoral commission, but by the powerful, digitally fueled Obidient movement that views him as the true leader of a new Nigeria. This isn't just about politics, it's about a deep crisis of trust. While the government issues statements and economic plans, Obi is on the ground, personally stepping in where the system is seen as failing. I mean, he is booking flights, going to places where there are troubles, giving donations to a lot of students who are supposed to be out of school, and the system has already, abandoned. I mean, it is commendable. It has created a split-screen reality for Nigerians. On one challenge, you have the official government, and on the other, you have Peter Obi acting as the de facto leader and showing a different way of doing things. Obi's message is relentlessly consistent. Nigeria must shift from a culture of consumption to one of production. He's become the nation's most prominent economic evangelist, delivering sharp data-driven sermons on what's going wrong. Week after week, he takes to social media and public forums to pick apart government policies. When the government announced its latest borrowing plans, Obi was among the first to sound the alarm. He has repeatedly warned that with Nigeria's public debt already standing at 149 trillion naira in early 2025, it could spiral towards an unsustainable 200 trillion naira if reckless borrowing continues. Since the start of 2025, Obi has embarked on a stunning philanthropic tour. Reports and donation trackers suggest that he has given hundreds of millions of naira, with some observers estimating the total value of his support to be close to 1 billion naira. When equipment and other materials are factored in, these aren't just random acts of kindness. They are strategic investments in human capital, and let's not forget, the best investment that you can invest in, what am I saying? The best investment that you can make is in people. He targets institutions that have been forgotten. He donated 50 million to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka's dental school, to help it secure accreditation. He gave 20 million to the Faculty of Dentistry of the University of Calabar, his alma mater. Christ the King College, Onisha, received 50 million naira for infrastructure. He has supported numerous nursing schools from Benin City to Kaduna, arguing that strengthening the healthcare workforce is key to reversing Nigerians' brain drain. His support has reached Almajiri schools in Kaduna, IDP camps, and even funded laptops and solar power for a school in Chibok. Every donation carries a powerful message. By personally visiting these rural and faith-based schools, he puts a spotlight on their struggles and pressures the official system to act. But the road ahead is rocky. The Labour Party, his political platform, has been crippled by internal power struggles. Different factions have clashed and leadership battles threatening to tear apart the party. While his running mate, Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, he has tried to make peace. Obi himself has seemed to rise above the infighting, focusing on his direct connection with the Nigerian people. This has fueled intense speculations. Is Obi now bigger than Labour Party? Can the movement he started survive the party's internal chaos, knowing the different factions that are coming up, even with the coalition that is coming up against the present administration in the 2027 elections? This summer raises the huge questions for 2027. Obi's brand is built on being an outsider of integrity, challenging a broken system. To keep that image, he has to navigate the messy world of party politics without getting dragged into the mud. His supporters didn't sign up for political squabbles, they signed up for a revolution. So here's the question: can a man who lost the election be Nigeria's true leader? Or is Obi just a dream Nigerians have refused to let go of? So what's the end game here? Is this a genuine way to do opposition politics in Africa? Or is this just the world's longest and most expensive campaign for the next election? I'm asking you, what is the truth? Can a man's personal bank account really patch the holes in Nigeria's tinkling system from decades of failure? Or is this just to create a culture of personality instead of building the strong and boring institutions that Nigerians actually need to survive? And again, that is also a systemic problem, not an individual problem. So will Obi's move really reform the system, or will it just be another venue for some form of change? So drop your thoughts in the comment section, let me know what you think about it. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button for more deep dives like this. I'll see you guys in my next video. Or no, watch another video here. So guys, bye.